Good. How are you?
DK, what do you think's the biggest reason you guys have gone on this 4-game winning streak?
I think one of the biggest takeaways from this 4-game win streak that we've been on is just the present mindset that we've been in. We've only just focused on, 1 week at a time, not looking to, 2-3 weeks down the line. All we focus on is, each opponent and just taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. And I think that has just honed in our mindset of, not taking anything for granted.
Folks focused a lot on what players do on the field. Talk about, what people do in the locker room and how, culture setters, how that helps or hurts, depending.
Right. Well, we do have a bunch of guys in the locker room that, help build the culture that we built here. Mike has said it, when he first got here, but I think it's up to the players just to, hone in on it and just to build it to what it is. And, we treat each other like brothers in there. I know a lot of people preach it, but like I was just in there and, you got D Hall and JP playing shuffleboard with each other, guys sitting in the recliners just talking to each other. So I think it's just a brotherhood and a family mindset that we've built this year, and I think that's another thing that's helped us go on this win streak.
How does that compare to years past where, when you walk in the locker room, is it just not as common or as often maybe?
No, it's been common, but, with the new coach, new staff, you don't know, how everybody's going to approach you or how everybody's going to approach the game or coaching or a culture. But Mike said it, and I think with the players, that him and the staff have brought in, have helped build and maintain the same culture that, that we've had in years past. So I know, and just as long as I've been here, at least.
Mike was just talking about how teams are really defending you a lot, and a lot of times you get double coverage that opens things up for somebody else. But obviously, just your numbers maybe aren't as high as they could be. Does that ever bother you at all? Or I mean, from the standpoint of not seeing numbers as high, because you're still doing your job, obviously. Right. But maybe that stat line is just not there as much, which is what a lot of people just judge everything.
Yeah, I just look at it as a sign of respect that I've gained from other DCs. And, just continue to do my job, whether it's blocking or being a decoy. The ball is going to find me, one player or another. But if it doesn't, at least we get the dub. And, that's all that matters in this league is winning and to continue to win. And if you continue to win, you stay relevant. So, I'm just holding on and just continuing to do my job. If the stats don't say so, then, so be it. At least we get to win.
When it's in those games and that happens, DK, what's the competitor in you seeking to do then? If you don't have the ball in your hands, what are you prioritizing to do next?
Trying to block my ass off and trying to get pancakes on DBs and
You were the Buda Baker block was up there for you.
I know it looked like I pancaked him, but Zach helped me. He kind of threw his shoulder in there along with my blocking.
Has that always been a big part of your? I mean, that's not what you always think of a receiver. Has that always been part of your game, or is that something you learned later on that was an important part?
What is that? Blocking. Well, my dad played O-line, so I kind of watched him growing up and kind of admired the blocking aspect of the game. And a lot of people don't take blocking serious, and I try to do it, just to try to set myself apart from other receivers in the league.
You talk about the culture in the locker room. Obviously, you've been around for a while now. Are you kind of more involved in that, trying to set the culture and the leadership and stuff like that than you used to be?
Yes, sir. Because we've got a lot of younger players coming in, and they're starting to call me OG and vet, and I don't too much like that. So, but they come to me asking questions about the body or recovery process or what do I do on off days. And I just take it as a sign of another sign of respect. Number one, that they come up to me asking me questions or they trust me enough to ask me those questions. But then again, that I have to continue to give them valuable information to help them make it to their second, third contract, or as long as they want to play in this league, and try to help them feed their families.
You've been telling us about Jaxon going back to training camp and even last year's. What's it been like seeing this run he's on the last 5-6 weeks?
It's been great. I know Locke saw me make the transition, to, getting the numbers that he's getting now. But just to see it from the other side, from, the vet side or the OG side, is kind of great because last year you know, he didn't really have any idea of what was going on or, you know, how to, you know, take it 16 games, 17 games in a season. But now just to see him put everything together, I mean, it's kind of like a proud parent or a big brother moment just to see him have the success. And I know he's going to continue to have major success in this league.
Talk about the OG piece, and obviously you're still in your prime. Are there parts of your game that you're kind of thinking ahead that you're trying to refine when, you know, inevitably time catches up a little bit?
No, sir, because I think I came in and I was ahead of the curve a little bit with having vets like Locke and Bobby and Russ, you know, in my ear telling me, hey, you should start getting massages or you should start taking care of your body or you should start working out more. And, you know, I took heed to that. And, you know, even though they've left, I still, you know, continue some of our routines that me and Bobby and Russ have had in the past.
You mentioned that Mike has came in and set the culture. What are some of the things that stand out to you about ways that he has set that?
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach, so, you know, he's always going to be the tough coach telling you to finish blocks or telling you to have that mean streak. You know, and as an offensive player, you don't find many guys like that. So him establishing that mentality on defense and offense, plus special teams, is going to be, you know, tough for teams to come in here and beat us or try to, you know, take advantage of us physically, you know, when we have that mindset with him. So that's just one thing that stood out to me.
You haven't played a primetime Sunday night football game here since 2020, and it wasn't even in front of fans. 2019 was the last time in front of fans. So what does it mean to play a good Packers team in front of 12s?
I mean, they're a great team in this league right now, and you know they've won some tough games, but it's going to be a great you know, a great game for us. They're a competitive team. It's going to be a good test for us, in my opinion, Sunday. To have a team of that caliber come in here and try to beat us. But, you know, I'm taking us 10 days out of 10, so it's going to be a good game in my opinion.
You mentioned you guys have like a present-day focus. What specifically do you see from guys that you know they are locked in and not looking ahead?
I think just the attention to detail. They're more honed in on the plays. They're not focused on third down. They're focused on the base game plan today, the base run game plan. And we're nailing down all the details, and then we'll move on tomorrow, and we'll nail down the details tomorrow, you know, along with building on today. So it's just taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time. So, you know, at the end of the week, we'll have something to go to war with that, you know, that should be unstoppable.
Do you remember who was the first person to call you OG that kind of solidified that you were in that role in this locker room?
No, I told him, don't call me that again, and I quickly turned my head.
Ernest Jones told us that you guys have been sort of living in like playoff mode for a while, and I think he
Yeah.
called it the death zone. When did you first start feeling that like kind of sense of urgency, or when did that start to be preached to you guys?
After bye week was when that mindset crept in, and that was the first time we've heard it, and we just had that mindset since bye week.
Is that Mike has said
Yes,
the
sir.
death zone?
Yeah. Mhm. Well, no, the death zone that's the defensive side of the ball. We don't say that on offense. We just say playoff mindset, but the defense, you know, they like to take stuff a step further than everything. Yeah.
When you guys wear action green, is that a jersey that other players want to get in exchange from you, or is that one that they're not?
I will say this about the action green. I love them personally, in my opinion, but the big guys hate them. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But no, the opponents. I think our opponents really admire the action green jerseys. Hopefully the Packers wear all white, so it'll be a fun looking game.
What's your favorite uniform combination for you?
The action green. Yeah.
It's not like a flattering color for the big guys, is that the...
Look at you trying to put words in my mouth. No.
Going back to Mike Macdonald, coach, as a leader, what can you say about not what he says, but what he does?
What he does? Well, I will say one thing he does is he turns team meetings into defensive meetings. So it usually leads to the offense learning more about the defense that they should. So that leads to us, you know, learning more calls on defense and learning more, you know, defensive schemes, which I think in turn helps us on offense because, like, he's a defensive-minded coach, came from Baltimore, but he studies defenses all the time. So when we're sitting here in team meetings and the way that he coaches and the way that he talks, I think helps us on offense. So I think that's just one thing that he does, you know, that sets himself apart from Pete, in my opinion.
Does he
Yeah, sorry. Has that helped you understand cornerbacks a little bit more? I know you studied them
Yes, sir,
anyways,
yeah.
but that mentality that helped.
Yeah, it helps me understand more defenses. So it helps me understand what they're trying to take away, and the structure of the defense and why they line up a certain way or why they line up in a certain alignment, and it just helps me attack them, on offense.
Does he nail the calls on game day, the defense's calls?
What you mean?
Is he coaching the defense's calls you actually hear during the games? Is he nailing them that
Oh
well?
yeah. Like it literally turns it literally turns into a defensive meeting. Yeah, so we have to sit there and listen to it.
But in the games, does it come out to where what he told you in practice is the same calls? As
Oh yeah. 9 times out of 10, it usually plays out that way. Yes.
What about Ryan Grubb? What's it been like playing for Ryan Grubb?
For his first year in the NFL, I want to just congratulate him for all the success he's had. He's handled this offense very well, and just with the success that Jax, Zach Charbonnet had last game, the O-line has grown a lot. So I think we've had our valleys, but the peaks during the season, I think he's handled well. He's also come in here and motivated us with a quote each week that we have to live by or listen to. And I think I've taken heed to about 13 out of 14 of those quotes. It was one I wasn't very sure of because the wording was a little messed up in my opinion. But, I think I like Coach Grubb as a OC. He's done a hell of a job in my opinion. And, hopefully he can continue to bring us success.
What's your favorite one? Can you share the favorite one? Quote?
My favorite quote? No.
What about the least favorite one?
See, y'all gonna get me in trouble because I had to pause him because it was something about banging, and I said no, I can't take that one, so I'm gonna leave that one out. But
When they hired him, were you wondering how it meant work a college guy in the NFL the first year?
no, sir, because they hired him for a specific reason because he had a lot of success, and you see that success translate to the NFL. So I wasn't questioning his play calling ability at all.
You mentioned the kind of the ups and downs or whatever that you guys had and how he handled it. What was his temperament? What has his temperament been like throughout?
Well, he came in here after bye week and lit a fire under us. Like, hey guys, we got to fix our mistakes. We're shooting ourselves in the foot on offense. First with the offensive holding penalties, and then with the false starts, and then just making us get more into our details in the run game and the pass game, to where the coaches, the players, and me, Gino, everybody's on the same page. So after bye week, we start meeting as an offense even after practice, watching film together, making sure everybody's on the same page instead of more individual meetings.
Stylistically, I mean, obviously you guys are running the same offense, but have you noticed like adjustments that maybe were made over the bye after the staff had an opportunity to self-scout and all that?
I think it's more freedom in the offense. So the communication, like I said, we've been meeting after practice together, so the communication is more open. So we get to make more adjustments on the fly because I hear what Gino's thinking inside the meeting with Grubb right here coaching him. And we could just ask more questions to where on my routes or in the run game with the O-line sitting in here as well, the running backs know how to hit the hole a specific way, or Gino knows how to hand the ball off a specific way. So just the communication aspect has been different.
Thanks, DK.
Thank you.